Hey guys, I hope you're having a good day so far. I just wanted to pop on for a few minutes just to talk to you guys a little bit. And I chose this format instead of going live so that I could share some stuff with you and share some slides just to give you something to look at besides just me. So let me get that set up for you real quick. Basically, I just wanted to take a few minutes today and talk a little bit about your immune system and how you can and make your immune system a little bit healthier, keep it healthy and working for you to fight off not only this new virus that seems to be in the news every minute, but also the next thing that's coming down the pike. Our immune system has kind of chronically been a problem for us. We're just now sort of aware, much more aware of that. And I am seeing so much. My email is spammed. I'm getting all these ads on Facebook and other forms of social media. And it's making me crazy about supplement this or product that, or, ooh, boost your immune system, or here's a great thing to kill the, it's overwhelming and it's making me crazy. So I wanted to take some time and clear some stuff up for you in case you're kind of feeling that confusion and that overwhelm as well. I don't want you spending your money on nonsense out of fear. And they're really preying on people's fears right now because, we're all a little bit worried about what might happen, right? And what harm could it do to boost your immune system, right? I don't want you wasting your money on stuff that's not going to make any sense. I want to kind of clear up some of the stuff that from a nutrition standpoint and just from a wellness standpoint, so that you're not going to fall for some of those false promises that some of the marketing teams are putting together. I do have a lot of notes here, so if I'm glancing down, just forgive me. I didn't want to take time to memorize something. I want to get this information out to you as soon as I could. I really just want you to understand the very basics of how your immune system works and how you can boost your immunity or support your immune system for real, not by some gimmick that someone's trying to make a buck off of you. So it's important to understand that, there's nothing wrong with advertising, but really what they're doing right now is they're preying on your fears. There have always been companies out there that sell stuff, and I don't have a problem with people trying to make a living. After all, I got to make a living too, right? I have no problem with advertising, products, services, even supplements, not a problem. But I have a really big problem with individuals or companies who are misleading you, the public, in order to make a buck. I feel like that's really just unethical. It's also dangerous. It's one of the real reasons that way back 15 years ago when I got into business, I decided I wasn't going to sell anything. I wasn't going to endorse anything, meaning supplements or products, things like that. So I don't endorse anything, and I never have. There's a lot of good stuff out there. But by doing so, I feel like it sends the wrong message for me as a professional. If I could make money off of some advice that I'm giving you, some product that you should use, or some supplement that you can take, if I can make money off of that, then automatically you can't necessarily trust that I'm giving you that advice because I'm going to be biased. I'm going to lean towards the thing that I can make a profit on. So for me, personally, I just think it sends the wrong message, and it's something I've always avoided. I want you to be able to trust the advice I give. If I stand to make a profit off that advice, you got to question whether or not that's altering the advice that I'm giving you. So I don't have any mixed motive. And that really applies to anything, any product or service that you're looking for. You kind of got to step back and see what the source of that is. If I started to sell something, there's a lot of good stuff out there, and I get offers all the time to sell stuff. I'm not going to do it because I want you to be able to trust that I don't have any motive behind the advice that I'm giving. So think about that before you buy anything health related. So right now we find ourselves in these history-making times, and that's not news to you today, I'm sure. And I wanted to talk a little bit about what's going on and what the answer is. There's always an easy button, right? We know that. Historically, there's always been an easy way out, right? But does the quick solution, the quick or easy solution, really solve the problem? And as mature adults, that's what we really need to think about, right? I want to focus on the right answer, not necessarily the easy one or the quick fix. And of course, I want to help you. We can't let fear drive our decision making. So what's going on? Well, we know there's a virus out there. It's a new virus. Our body's never come across it before, and it's spreading like wildfire, and it's kind of scary. Even though you might be not a high-risk group, a lot of people are. And so companies and even individuals are seeing dollar signs because that's the American way, right? It's not just America, it's the world. But anyway, Their promotions are designed to convince you that you need their product. It's marketing 101, really it is. That you need this supplement or that product in order to fight off the infection. So we're seeing this slew of advertising for that, boosting your immune system. The problem is Americans as a whole are not that healthy. We're just not. We know that. But when we stop and step back and think about it, about 80% of us aren't healthy. And that's a problem. Many of us woke up one day, saw this list of risk factors or people that could be high risk if they get this, and we're on that list. That's scary. So they're using that, these companies and individuals are using that knowledge to say, hey, you fit this criteria, you need this supplement, right? People with diabetes, heart disease, high blood pressure, and a lot of other chronic conditions are suddenly on these lists, and you go, whoa, I thought I was just diabetic, or I thought I was pre-diabetic, right? You're in the high risk group. That can be pretty scary, and I recognize that. But when a majority of our population, up to 80%, fits that bill, we're in big trouble. So in steps the wonderful world of supplements, and they mass market their products and programs to make money off you while you're afraid and while you're vulnerable. And it makes me mad. I just want to help you understand what's really going on. Let's talk a little bit about what they're claiming and why they might not be as making the right claims. They may be kind of bending the truth a little bit for you. So like I said, there's always an easy answer. There's always an easy way out, but is that the right answer? In order to understand that, we do have to do a quick and dirty, kind of simple, maybe oversimplified. So if you have a science background, forgive me, I'm trying to put this out to the masses, but a really simple back to science lesson on your immune system, your immunity. Your body's immune system is made up of two main parts. There's what we call the innate immune system, and that is kind of like your quick or your immediate response. And then there's the more advanced or acquired immune system, and that's kind of a longer term, later response. When the body senses something foreign, like a virus or an allergen or even some foods, it activates that immediate or innate immune system. This system functions much like a machete, not fine tuning, right? So a machete that goes in and attacks everything in order to try to get rid of the invader. So let's just wipe things out. And this is why we have systemic or system-wide symptoms, like increased mucus production. We might have a little congestion, runny nose, cough. That's because our body's mucus is thickening up so that they can fight off the invader, right? We might have fever or rashes, upset tummies, headaches, all of those kind of system-wide, systemic throughout the body symptoms. The body as a whole is experiencing the effects of the innate immune system turning itself on, waking itself up, that machete approach to knock out anything that is not supposed to be in the body. On the flip side, it takes about 10 days, sometimes more, for the more advanced, fine-tuned, specific, acquired immune system to come in. So that functions more like a scalpel to get in there and attack only the thing that is not supposed to be there. It functions a lot more precisely. This is where antibodies come from. So the acquired immune system, that later response, your body makes antibodies that specifically fight off that foreign invader and everything gets better. It's a longer term system though that needs to be intact in order for the whole thing to work better. Okay, so that was very super basic, but understanding that difference is really critical for where we're going here, because all of those supplements, those programs, those pills, those potions, those, oh my goodness, my head is spinning, are actually affecting the acquired or the longer term immune system. So if we're looking at getting something before it replicates or before it invades the body as a whole, we're working on the wrong part. We need the natural or the innate immune system, that quick one. We need that to be more enhanced in order to not get sick, right? So if we're gonna have all the symptoms anyway, and then we're just activating, we're kind of supporting the acquired or the late response, that doesn't really do us any good. It does, and we'll get to that, but they're saying prevent the virus from getting worse. Treat the symptoms. We're not treating the symptoms. That innate immune system is still active. They're not keeping you from getting the virus, all these supplements and things. They're not stopping the symptoms because those come from those immediate reactions in the innate system. But here's the catch. Even so, those supplements, be it zinc or vitamin C or elderberry or a combination of stuff, they are only going to work if you're otherwise healthy. And I already said, an estimated 80% of us are not healthy enough to absorb and use those micronutrients and minerals, vitamins, minerals, in the way that supports the immune system. They only work if you're otherwise healthy. If your body isn't already set up to absorb and use all those vitamins and minerals, they're doing nothing in your body. You're taking something in that you're spending a lot of money on, and you're peeing it right back out again. All of a sudden, the quick and easy answer isn't actually an answer at all. It's not a solution. As it stands, most Americans are not healthy enough for the immune system to do its job. The fact is, 80%, an estimated 80% of us are not metabolically healthy. That means diabetes, pre-diabetes, heart disease, high cholesterol, hypertension, all those little things start to fall into place. Chronic inflammation is keeping us sick, all those vague symptoms that we have. So that means, in part, our bodies are chronically inflamed, which is our immune system's response to all the crap in our environment, particularly in our diet. The immune system is so busy constantly fighting off the fake crap food that we're eating on a daily basis that it doesn't even recognize a virus until it's too late. So then what is the answer, right? We can't go back in time, but we can start today. If our immune system wasn't so busy fighting off the crappy junk food we're putting into it every single day, it would be more readily available to work when a real invader, like a novel virus, comes into the mix. There is no pill that can fix you. We have to get the crap out of our pantries and out of our fridges. We have to start eating real food. And I don't care if you're vegan or carnivore or anything in between. If you're not willing to stop eating junk food, you're not going to get better. It's just the way it is. Food-like products, not anything that resembles real whole food. If God made it, it's real whole food. Think about the perimeter of your grocery store. That's where the real stuff is, right? Nothing else matters, guys. If your body isn't taking in real food, then it's fighting, your immune system is fighting off the fake crap junk that it does not recognize as food. When your body's too busy doing that, it can't fight off the infection. The rest doesn't matter. So supplementing or supporting boosting the immune system doesn't matter. You're doing nothing if you're not eating real food. Seriously, no pill is ever going to fix you. No supplement is ever going to enhance your immune system. No shake or combination of vitamins or any other product is ever going to make you well. Only you can do that. Only you can decide every single day what you put in. You got to commit to it and cut out the crap. Eat real food. It really is that simple. It's not easy, but it's that simple. Of course, we also need to get enough sleep and work on stress management, right? Those two things really dramatically affect the immune system as well. It's worth it to you. I promise you, you will be more productive in your day if you get enough sleep. I promise you, you have time to meditate, to take a walk, to de-stress. Those two things affect the immune system immensely. Our stress hormone, cortisol, makes us less able to fight off infections. The immune system, all this slew of hormones work if we are not adequately rested and managing stress. Then, and only then, is there a place for supplements. So they're not bad, they just have a role, and we have to do the other things first. There's a lot of evidence that many things can support the immune system, but notice I said support the immune system. That means you have to do your part first by eating real food, getting enough sleep, managing stress, moving your body. A little exercise, lots of water goes a long way. But hear me, supplements are okay in addition to all of that, not instead of all of that. It has to be food first, sleep, stress, and movement next, and then there's a role for supplements. There's not a lot of solid science on supplements. It's just, it seems like sometimes we're hearing different things, right? And I understand that. I understand the science, and even to me, it gets frustrating and confusing. But the reason for that is because it's kind of an evolving thing where we have different studies that show different things, and we're trying to figure out what to do and what not to do. So it can be confusing. You need to, though, there is a lot of good evidence, you just need to find it. Do your research and make sure that you're learning from reliable sources. Remember, if someone is trying to sell you something, have that little bit of doubt in your head about whether what they're telling you is accurate. It does not mean they're trying to lie to you. It does mean it's coming from a biased source, and you can believe some biased sources, and that's okay. That's your decision, but be aware. It doesn't automatically mean anything. Look for the research. Look for advice and recommendations from experts who are not trying to sell you anything and are also not on the payroll of somebody who is trying to sell you something. It's hard. It's hard to find that kind of thing, but it is worth your time investment to find those sources and find the recommendations not backed by someone trying to make a buck off of you. A good whole food sourced vitamin is a great option. Not a synthetic vitamin like most of you are taking that you find at the drugstore, but a natural vitamin from food. Your body doesn't recognize fake stuff. I like Mega Foods if you need a brand name, okay? So that's one good one. There's lots of good ones out there. There's also a lot of evidence, long-term immune support with like vitamin C, zinc, spirulina, even elderberry and others. But this is not a recommendation. I do not know you. I do not know your specifics. Y'all have vast and differing health profiles and needs. And there's some things that work better in some situations than other situations. So it is not advice. Also, there are some contraindications in certain people. We don't know why, but some people who have been taking elderberry are getting sicker than people who weren't taking it. Why? We don't know. It has a lot to do with the science behind the immune system, though. So just be aware, do your research. I am not making recommendations. I'm simply saying that for some people, in some situations, there is some evidence that some of this stuff works. But you have to do your research to figure out what's best for you. Of course, I'm happy to offer you more personalized assessment and recommendations. Even without a virus scaring us, we are now all acutely aware of our health status, right? We're acutely aware of how important our immune system is and that we need to pay a lot more attention to our long-term health. We cannot be healthy if we're not even aware that we're sick. So if you suddenly found yourself in one of those risk groups, or you're a little bit afraid and you want some more specific and individualized advice, then certainly talk to me. Or if there's any other way that I can help you with nutrition, just reach out and we can set something up. I'm happy to do that. I work via web conferencing all the time, which is awesome right now because we're all kind of stuck with two-dimensional human beings that we're interacting with. Thank you so much for listening today. I know that was a lot of science and you might be overwhelmed, but hopefully this format, you can rewind and re-listen or shoot me a question, drop a question in the comment box or message me. I am totally happy to take questions at any time. I cannot give specific advice though, and I hope you understand that. It's just there's too much uniqueness to us as individuals for me to give blanket statements. That would be completely contrary to my ethical standpoint, that I need to know you as an individual and know how your body is specifically responding and what's going on to you uniquely. So if you want to set that up, I would love to work with you. If not, take this for what it's worth, do your own research, knock out any questions that you have, and I hope you guys have a great day.